hate to break the fishing news after Ramchuck, but I'd like to speak about the ice hockey.
Congratulations, you're one of the 13 listeners of the Real Life Podcast.
We just traded a migraine in for like an orgasm.
Might want to mark that down.
Yep.
All of my projects are on schedule until they're not.
A member of the Nation Network of Podcasts.
About as funny as we're going to get today.
Thursday edition of the Real Life Podcast brought to you by Will Hawk Beef Jerky. Only the finest tasting meat products earn the Will Hawk name. Made from 100% pure Alberta beef, Will Hawk Beef Jerky is aged, seasoned, marinated, and smoked to savory perfection. Get your jerky on. For more info, go to willhawkbeefjerky.com.
Monday's ad read for Will Hawk worked so well. Our boy Cody Chalmers went and stocked up. He sent me a photo. I was very jealous. He had all the sausages plus some jerky.
It's like that thing where you see somebody pour a beer on a movie that you're watching and you had no plans of having one. And then you see it and you're like, yeah, you know what? I'm going to have one. And then one turns to 4.
I think you and I are a lot more similar than maybe we thought, because that happens to me more than I care to admit.
I was at the Yegg, sorry to interrupt, I was at the Yegg Corn Maze. Very exciting.
Very fun.
4-year-old, even more exciting. Go into their weird concession store. What do I find to my surprise? Will Hawk Beef Jerky.
Oh.
Did I buy some? I did. And it made a already awesome corn maze even better.
I thought you were going to beer up that corn maze.
Oh, no.
It's licensed. You get
No, I think that corn maze is run by the church next door.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't think it's
know if there's
licensed.
booze, but
that's
there
why I
is.
thought he was going to be
I
surprised.
mean, who doesn't want to get a couple beers in them and go run through the
Wow.
corn maze?
That sounds excellent.
That sounds
awesome.
amazing.
The Will Hawk Beef Jerky, though, I was thrilled to see it.
No,
There's never a time when Will Hawk Beef Jerky is not appropriate, in my opinion.
Funeral?
I'd eat some.
I would have some at
If
the
it
same-
was my funeral, beers and Wilhawk,
It's
that's
not a bad funeral. I'd go to it.
Sounds great.
you know,
late night eats at a wedding, Tyler, maybe?
Oodle Noodle and Wilhawk.
Oodle noodle and Will
Oh,
Hawk.
now we're
Trent,
cooking.
will you give me beef jerky for my wedding?
So here's what we did.
You have 24 hours.
We had end of day at our wedding. We had a nonstop going candy table.
Yeah, I love a candy table.
Tons of candy. We had like
Tyler, I already pitched you a
Get a
candy
beef jerky
table
on a
your
candy
wedding.
I will
table.
have a candy table, yes.
Candy tables are the best. Just walking by, grab a handful of gummies or fuzzy peach slices.
The best.
Woo!
I love
In that intro, Wanye wants to stop talking about the fishing and talk about the ice hockey team. Well, do you still right
What
now?
do you mean? Why, they got pumped by the
I
Jets in
want to
preseason?
know. I want to know, as guys who have to monitor a fan website, what's the overreaction?
I
No
like
way
to
anyone's
write.
overreacting, right?
Of course they are.
Of course they are.
Did
Like
you see them
last
ask
night
Craig
it was-
Berube if it's time to panic because the Leafs lost 2 preseason games?
Yeah, we
Oilers
recreated
fans
that
are
video.
10x worse.
We recreated that video today in the office.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're panicking about Stuart Skinner.
That's smart.
He was one of the only regulars that played last night. He was getting shelled. So if you read my wrap-ups, most of it is complaining about how long the preseason is. That's generally where I go.
So I went to the game on Monday, and took the family, took my 2 boys, and I said to them, I'm like, hey, we're going to a preseason game. You're not going to see the big boys. You're just going to see a bunch of guys you don't know. It's just fun hockey. We're going to go have a time in the rink.
Why you got to talk it down? Feel like
We
these are the
walked
new
in,
Oilers.
looked at the starting lineup. I looked at the roster, and we had McDavid. We had Draisaitl. We had Nuge, Hyman, Ekholm, Bouchard, Perry, and Picard in net.
So you're thinking the Oilers are going to smoke them.
And I'm like, and I look at the Calgary side and I notice 2 names that I recognize, Huberdeau and Mantha. That's about it. And we proceed to get shelled. And it was funny because you saw times where Connor was trying to wind it up, but I don't want you winding it up, Connor.
You did
Chill
it when
out,
he
man.
scored. I was just like, all right, still works. Off the ice.
Yeah, get off the goddamn. And then I look after the second period, and he's got 15 minutes played. He's one of the highest
First preseason game,
Enough.
they're like, play them.
Get him off the ice. I don't want this guy
Well, as you see
getting
what
hurt by
happened last
some.
night. You saw what happened with Drew Doughty last night.
No.
Fractured ankle. He's out for a while.
See, we don't need this. Nobody cares about the preseason. The only people that care about the preseason are the Baltimore Ravens. They had this whole thing where they were
Ratty would like a word.
undefeated in the preseason for like 4 years in a row, and it was like their thing. And they lost their first game, I think, this year. They are the only ones that care about the preseason. Do not overreact. Forget about the preseason. Don't overreact.
There was a lot of, there was last night. Stu was taking it, and the Oilers they've only got 1 win so far. And I'm
Well,
just
even on
like,
Sportsnet, they were just like, I'm scared. Let's in another one. And he's still happy after letting in 4, taking pictures with the crowd. I'm like,
Oh my God.
he doesn't care.
No, he does not care.
Here's what I know about ice hockey. We have been mathematically eliminated the last 2 American Thanksgivings. 2 American Thanksgivings in a row. Tyler's made me question what I think about everything. I've like sat there rubbing my face in stress. We made the playoffs both years. And we were 1 period away from winning the cup.
Has it been said, confirmed, because this is my theory, we obviously took like a good 15 to 20 games to even get rolling. We were the worst team in the NHL for the first 10 games.
Correct.
Do you think that they are playing more of these early preseason games to try and avoid a slow start? Because
Not
they
really.
admitted
They went 6-1-1 last year in the preseason.
Damn it.
but did they big boys play?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Do you think Connor tries in preseason games because he does every practice drill at full speed? Do you think he tries hard in the playoffs, or is he purposely throttling back?
He probably tries to an extent, but I don't.
But not full on like I
There's
try and
no
practice?
way. There's no way. There's no way. The hockey's so bad.
Well, I don't know if I know Captain Connor, which I saw a clip in the last couple of days
Mm-hmm.
that we've all seen.
Mhm.
It's giving us shivers.
That octave he hit.
Cannot
Played
wait.
it on the pod. Were you not here?
I wasn't here Monday.
Oh,
Are you surprised by this, Tyler?
I thought in the clip you were
As
here.
I'm sitting in
The
JR's
Ben
seat, I have
Simmons of the podcast.
literally one of
over
my
here.
best friends who I see all the time. I do a podcast with him twice a week, and I haven't seen the guy in 2 months. Like, give me a break.
Okay.
I don't want to be. I'm not the tardy one anymore.
So you saw the clip of Connor.
Yeah, and it gave me the shivers. And I really, really, really am looking forward to this. I really think that seeing that snippet of Nylander, when I first saw it go down and we didn't know the context,
Stop crying. bro.
Nylander looked like
Yeah.
he was being a baby,
Yep.
like he was cancer in the dressing room. Now that you see the clip of it,
Mitch Marner's
it completely turns it around for me. It's like,
Do you hate Mitch
okay,
Marner
man,
now?
he was. I've never really liked Mitch Marner, to be honest with you.
I think he's great. He should extend for a max term. Thank you.
Yeah, so that he's there.
Mm-hmm.
I just love. This is what the NHL's needed for so long.
to pull back the curtain.
That
To put the
one
curtain
clip,
back?
that one clip did more to make me hyped about this season and hyped about this documentary and hyped about the NHL and hyped about the Oilers and hyped about Connor than anything else that's happened over the summer.
I actually thought you wouldn't have seen it because you were at the game on Monday. Ryan Rashog, I think, was asking Connor about it in his post-game presser. He just kind of said that they happy that they used it. They're like, they film it, you might as well use it. Like, we're not trying to get them to pull things out. I'm paraphrasing, but like, I thought that was interesting.
When I saw the first clip, I thought, ooh, they're letting us behind the curtain. Then the guy literally put a curtain up, and I was like, oh, curtain's back.
I liked when Connor was like, I wasn't thinking I was going to be the star of the show. And it's like, yeah, you did.
Oh, come on. Do we know when that moment was?
Game
Games.
Game 2.
Game 2 in the Stanley Cup final?
Yeah,
Yeah.
in Florida.
Okay.
Game 1.
Awesome.
It's a weird process of elimination it. Game 1, they played well, but Bobrovsky stole it.
Yeah.
Game 2, played like shit, lost, deserved it. Game 5, lost. Obviously, Game 7.
No, game 5 they won.
Or sorry, Game 5, they won. So they wouldn't have got pissed off after that one. Game 7 went how it went.
So that was game 2, second intermission.
Yeah.
Dig in. I'm like, 6 to midnight right now.
Mhm.
I loved it.
I loved
Loved
it,
it,
too.
man. That's what I
Loved
want
it.
to see.
Like you
They
said,
don't-
I
they're
didn't
not-
even know his voice could reach that.
I know. I didn't.
That
There-
octave.
there
It was a
is-
dog whistle. I heard dogs in the neighborhood running. You don't think that he's going to show the game 7 post Stanley Cup dressing room?
Well, we kind of got
We already
that all
saw
from
that.
Oilers
Is the
Plus.
Amazon series going to show it?
Probably.
Probably, and they'll probably edit it in a really great way where they juxtapose
The music's coming in.
I don't want to
Da-
watch.
to Kachuk and McDavid and the two different, moments in time for them. I think that they'll do a great job.
And there's that one still that was going around everywhere of Connor like holding his side too. Like, what's going on with you? Banged up. I want to know how long it's going to take people to watch it because like I'm going to watch it at some point, but I'm still hurt inside. So it might take me a minute to get
I
there.
have in a box at Wanye Manor the 06 insert in the Edmonton Journal that says 2006, what a ride. And I put it in this box and I was like, one day I'll read this. And I think about that newspaper all the time and I've never opened it. to see
Still
it. It's
hurts
like,
too much.
It's
eh?
in the box, man. I don't
Yeah.
need to see that shit.
So that's why I don't know when I'm going
think
to
I'm ready.
watch it.
I'm ready.
I
I'm
had a
ready.
dream the other night that the Oilers re-released the old Sprocket jersey, but not with the orange trim all gross like they did. Like, remember the OG?
Yeah, the Todd McFarlane, the
foiled-
original.
I had a dream they re-released it.
It's a good jersey.
If you're the Oilers right now, and I'll take a step back. There is no documentaries. Some people will say true crime, but to me, sports documentaries are the single greatest documentary you can make. And I think there is no end in sight because there's always new players. There's always new stories.
It's like talking to you. You always know the good storylines, man. And like, it makes me enjoy sporting events so much more knowing the context.
I've said it a million times to my wife. If I ever want to get her to watch a sporting event that I want to watch and I don't think she wants to watch it, I just got to tell her a story.
Yeah.
So wouldn't the Oilers be really smart to basically remake The Boys on the Bus right now, this year?
Boys on the Bus.
They do that.
Even
Oilers
bussier.
Plus.
Well, there's
Yeah, but that's an all season thing. I want a 1 hour video that encapsulates the whole season
They should
and
do it
has
every year.
wicked montages with 80s
Charles,
music
I
in
think
it.
they should do it every year. They should release it.
And has them walking down Jasper Ave with their suits and ties on and their flow and their sunglasses looking so cool. Like almost spoof it. I don't know. That would take their focus away from hockey, but like Oilers Plus, is it a weekly thing?
Yeah, the drop.
The drop, yeah.
Yeah, so right now there's the free promo code for 2 months of Oilers Plus, so I've been playing around in it. This is good shit. The drop's good.
Okay. We like Oilers Plus.
Streaming games on there is a nightmare.
It is a challenge, although it's nice though. I've got an Oilers Plus app just on my TV, so just away we go.
That's solid.
Yeah, we're in the future. The future's now, Tyler.
So we're not worried about the preseason thing.
No.
Couldn't care less.
All right. Can I run past you the trade Waz made in fantasy football that is dividing our office?
Yes. So I walked in.
I don't think it is dividing our office.
And by dividing our office, it's Waz and Zach versus everyone.
I walked into the Oilers
They
Nation.
colluded, right?
Yeah.
Oilers
100%
Nation headquarters today. Usually it's a buzz about hockey, but today it was fantasy football and about the NFL in general. And I heard a quote from Liam saying this is the worst time for quarterback talent in the NFL. And I went, this is why this is a hockey office. They don't know what the hell they're talking about.
Or hockey.
And then I was told that I was going to be told about a trade between Waz
And the
and
commissioner
the
of our league.
commissioner of the league, Zach Lang.
Yeah.
You've
So-
kept it a secret till now. Hit me with it.
So Waz acquired 3 players.
Okay.
He got Braylon Allen, who he views as the
Love him.
centerpiece of the deal.
Great.
Devin Singletary
Okay.
and T. Higgins.
Okay.
He gave up
Yeah.
Justin Jefferson and Puka Nakua.
Okay. I see what's happening.
Collusion. What's happening?
Who got Justin Jefferson and Puka Nakua?
Zach.
The commission.
When is Nakua back?
In a couple weeks, probably.
Is this a keeper league? Is Waz like
Nope.
lining up for the...
No, just a 1-year thing. Also, Zach, the commissioner of the league, has set the rules so that there are no vetoes or trade reviews. So the league can't even do anything about it. Zach's now just...
So when this trade was like consummated,
Yeah.
the chat within our league was just like veto, flag, veto,
Yeah.
review.
Yep. On paper, this looks like an all-time
How do you
fleecing.
review this? Do you put them at gunpoint?
So you take fantasy football points in the past. You take, projected points in the future. You try to think about a couple different things when you're going to veto a trade. Now, yes, optics wise, this trade is awful. And if I was on that group chat, my vetoes would have been all in caps. It would have been exclamation point. But
The alarm
I'm going to play devil's advocate right here, right now.
Go ahead.
If Waz doesn't have depth,
He doesn't. His team's very injured.
okay, so he needs, there's a couple different ways you can make a fantasy football trade. You can try and trade up way somebody great and get back more average players
Yeah.
than you trade away so that you can have depth, right? Or in a keeper league, you try to trade away future value for something right now. In my mind, if Waz is that injured, he got 3 pieces he can play all the time right now for the cost of 1. And then a future player that he can't even play for the next 2-4 weeks. We don't know. So I see what he's doing. But Justin Jefferson? I mean,
Well,
that's...
like you could have given up like just Puka Nakua, and I would have been like, okay, I see the vision. Both those guys, those were his 2 first picks. His
Yeah,
first
those
2 picks.
2 first picks in the
Braylon Allen, Devin Singletary.
No,
his first
Puka
pick
Nakua,
was
Jessica
Nakua and Jefferson.
Jefferson and Nakua.
You
Plus,
don't
there's-
see the
I thought you
vision,
the other way.
Tyler. You don't have the vision.
There's also the angle that there were better trades tabled for just Justin Jefferson.
Oh, see, that's where then
What do you
the
think that
collusion
happened?
starts to
You think
come.
Zach
Collusion.
went to- what do you? But what collusion? What did he?
Also, there was another, and correct
but
me if
what
I'm
did he
wrong,
offer?
Tyler.
Money,
We don't
Maybe.
know.
power,
We're
Could be.
investigating.
sex.
Maybe he bullied
The
him.
investigation continues. There was also a rumor, Tyler, correct me if I'm wrong, that Waz and Liam had a handshake deal on a Justin Jefferson trade. But Waz didn't wait for that to play out. He pulled the trigger early, thus also screwing Liam out of a Justin Jefferson trade.
Also, now Waz has 2 Bengals wide receivers, and I don't know.
Yeah, it's very clear he doesn't know what he's doing.
He doesn't.
I do
admit I
like
don't know
Braylon
what I'm
Allen,
doing.
though. I really like this
but
kid.
like-
but he's a backup. I know.
He's a backup running back.
You traded away for a starter on a shitty team in Singletary, the second wide receiver on a Bengals team that seems to just start to be hitting their stride, and a backup for the Jets.
Yeah.
To maybe the best running back in the league right now. Yeah, no, it's
Best wide receiver,
well
yeah.
done, Zach. I
Your
want to
level
know.
of annoyance of this, Tyler, amuses me.
No, it's
to
just
my
Because
toes.
that kind of stuff takes the integrity away from the league. It makes,
I know.
It makes people not want to do it
And
anymore.
my
I don't
pro-
disagree, but it's
No,
also
no.
scary for a newbie to come into a league and then make one bad trade and be like put on Pain Island for the rest of his life.
I also didn't really want to be in this league because I'm in so many other leagues, but I was like, it's like a good work thing, like whatever, I'll do it. And now it's like the league, there's 4 bench spots, which is ridiculous. It's a super flex league, which I hate, and most of the people in the league are new, so like going to super flex is just like another layer.
I
of
can see Tyler lying in
complexity.
bed at night like this, and I'm being like, Tyler, what's wrong? He's like, I'm just really not happy with this work fantasy football ever. I'm not. Tyler, you've had a long day. Just relax. No, I'm not happy. I should have joined.
No, it doesn't bug me that much. It's just like
I think it's great because everybody in here is yelling at each other
Yes.
all the time, and I love it.
It is
Yeah.
great. I loved that literally Liam made that one comment and 8 people
Jumped on.
jumped
Yeah.
to either argue with or against.
There's 2 things I know about
It's
the
good.
other
This is what
sports
football's all about.
that aren't Oilers games, which is the only thing that matters. One, Blue Jays fans every offseason, they sign somebody to some ungodly contract and they're like, let it be known we are up. And then you ask them 3 months in the season how things are going, and they're like, that guy's arm fell off. Football, fantasy football, all I've ever fucking seen, and I've never been in one draft, is everybody turns on each other the entire season. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the hatred of each other, not the love of football, that makes it so valuable.
But what it is too is like in an argument, I'm not going to pick every fight that I could have with my wife because then it will force her to want to pick every fight in return that she can have with me. Sure. So you don't fight those battles. But in fantasy, if there's a chance to chirp somebody for every morning after the waiver wire, my group chat has 50 messages of just being like, you paid how much for that guy? You're an idiot. You dropped this guy. Your team sucks. It's ruthless. It's like
Mike-
jail yard.
As a lifelong Vikings fan since week 1.
Yep. Pro people leaders. Yep.
Yep. I find it interesting that on the hockey side, we're all on the same team. We're all Oilers fans here. But when it comes over to the football side, the arguments out there are fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
House divided out there.
It was strange watching you watch them talk about fantasy football, and you're nodding and you got your football hat on. I'm like, Bagmilk, who are you?
he
You've
texted
grown.
me a complex NFL take the other day. The Trevor Lawrence one, that was very well done.
Bag Milk, how did he respond?
He didn't. He just ignored me. I thought I came up with an observation that was pretty funny.
He's like, oh, I can't wait to talk to Tyler about this.
No,
I'm so
did.
proud of this. And he just left him on
Okay,
red.
In my defense, 1, text me during the Bills game. I'm pretty dialed in at that point. 2, we had like we exchanged
To
like
football.
no.
You're dialed into football.
We were
He's literally talking
the
about
game
football.
we were
I know.
watching.
And we had exchanged like 8 text messages already to that point. It wasn't like he texted me once and I was like,
This guy must be a real riot to watch games with, eh? You're like, oh, fuck, Tyler, that was a good play. He's like, God, man.
Amber
Busy.
sitting beside him on the couch. Hey, Tyler,
Super-
what's the matter? It's just
Super dialed, man.
Bagmilk just texted me for the 9th time this quarter, and I'm trying.
Tyler, you want some chicken wings? Babe, not now. I'm dialed.
Oh, the best. Football
I thought I
sucks.
came up with a clever observation.
Tyler, I love you. Babe, Bills are on.
no, my new response to her is, all right, buddy.
All right,
Oh
buddy.
my God.
She thinks it's
All right, you too, buddy.
She's warming up to it.
3 more years of this.
She's like, morning.
To be fair to Tyler, though, he did have 3 screens going in his living room at that time. So he was
And there
dying.
was only 2 games.
Plus the
Oilers
hockey game.
preseason.
Oh God, where do you watch that? Oh, Irish Plus.
There you go.
Yeah. When you guys say your vows and she says, I do. And then the guy says, Tyler, do you take
buddy.
this with me? Yeah, buddy.
What's funny about you, Tyler, is that like
Sure,
if
bud.
you were a corporate lawyer, you would still be you only thinking and talking about sports. And they'd be like,
Yeah.
Tyler, can you leave the downstairs room, please, on Sundays? But the fact that you've gone all in and you're doing sports content, you're like, this is who I am. And it makes perfect fucking sense.
It allows it to be my entire personality.
Exactly.
So while you are hyper-focused, dialed into the Bills game,
Mhm.
how much of that is you in-game betting?
I don't really in-game bet. I find it takes away from it.
Okay. Because
Sometimes
you
I
did
like
tell
half-
me a story about how you had 3 legs of a 4-leg parlay. They offered you a cash out. You didn't think you were going to get to that 4th leg, so you took it.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, you were glad you did.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
I
you
review
have
my
the
bets
screen.
at halftime.
You have the screen open. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't like when my cable's pretty far behind. So like I can't really be on my phone while I'm watching things because my alerts will be going off and I can't open my betting app because I'm usually like 3 plays behind.
What? Where do you live? The moon?
So I use
What are you talking about?
well, no, like, so I have those like wireless cable boxes. So I'm not like hardwired to a cable, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like on Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
And
mine are wireless in there. And I actually, when I get onto actually, you know what? It's now behind. So when I used to watch it on my phone, because I'd be doing stuff around the house, I'd be on the app. And it would always be like 3 seconds delayed on the app.
Yeah.
Now the app's actually faster.
Yeah.
Oh, you might be onto something here.
Yeah. So that's another reason why I'm not great at texting people back during the games because I put my phone on do not disturb mode upside down.
Because this cable's 3 seconds behind. It's
I
just
find that happens
so
with
much going
Oilers
on.
Twitter all the time.
Oh, for
Oh,
sure.
I know.
I'll be I'm like doing my thing, yelling at everybody, and then you'll see the goal on
Leon!
Twitter long before it's on TV.
So that's why I turned off the Oilers preseason game the other day because I got like 3 alerts from the Oilers being like another Flames goal, and I'm like it's 0-0, and I was like, you know what, fuck this, I don't
turn off
care.
alerts, no?
Yeah, but then I forget to turn them back on. Then I miss news the next day, and I'm behind reacting to it.
I
It's a
got you.
whole
I
thing.
got you. I got you.
God, your life is so hard.
Do you want to know what my football take was, Chalmers?
Yes.
Yes.
In the 3 weeks that I've been intently watching,
Yes.
Trevor Lawrence, to me, looks like long-haired Daniel Jones.
That's a very good take. I would have texted you back immediately with a crying, laughing face. Probably a gif of somebody pointing at their nose, as in right on the nose. And then I probably would have called you because I'd have been so happy to get that text from you. And then we would have probably talked for the rest of the game.
I just thought it was a clever observation.
I think it is too. I think
Got
it's great.
nothing back.
Nothing.
Crickets.
Do you know who Trevor Lawrence really is? He's the guy from Dazed and Confused.
Yes, yeah, very much.
He looks exactly like
He
him.
does have long
100%.
hair.
Yeah.
Tyler
Or-
just reacted to my take.
He is the stone,
For Monday.
the stone statues on that island. What's that island?
Oh, Easter Island?
Easter Island.
With a wig on.
Yeah. He's one of those stone
Sure.
statues.
There was a cut during that game when the Bills were just beating the shit out of him to a full-grown man, Jags
wig
fan,
on?
with the wig on, and I'm like, that's.
That's
funny.
so funny.
That's so funny. But he's so sad looking.
I know. It's like, man, you gotta like drive home after the
It's
game.
just like our man.
Take it off.
I've asked him about it countless times. What it must be like for our man Banjo guy when he has to leave a January Tuesday game against the Wild and the Oilers are losing.
That's why, like, there was NFL players that used to have. They like to show up at the field looking all dapper. Cam Newton was one of the first that I noticed that was really, really out there in
The
his
full
fashion.
brimmed hat.
Yeah, and I always thought to myself, Cam, you got to pack a losing outfit.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not standing on the podium after the game with a huge oversized hat with a feather hanging out of it, your sunglasses on. Put on the tracksuit, pal.
37-27
Yeah.
loss.
Yeah, explaining how he just got killed 41-2. And the 2 points you got was a safety.
Funeral
Like it would have
suit.
been like if the Vikings had lost week 3 and Aaron Jones had to go do his presser with his big fucking
Yeah.
sombrero on.
Yeah. And like Tyreek, the week he got arrested,
Yeah, so good.
in the press conference after the game, he's just in the same white tank top
Yeah.
It's like you didn't bring a sweater or a jacket or like anything.
Still in the tank you got arrested in?
Yeah, it's got like dirt on it from being on the ground.
Yeah, just go into the team store at least.
Yeah,
and grab
dude,
a
go get
fucking-
yourself like I'm sure they have team issued warm up gear.
Yeah, just pop that on.
I've often thought this.
That's funny.
I like that.
I think the NBA allowing players to wear whatever they want is
It's the best.
it's
I love
so
it.
funny, man.
Every sport kind of does now.
Well, the hockey players are still pretty.
They're still wearing
I
suits.
saw a documentary produced by Stephen Curry, I think. I'm gonna be bad at explaining this, but it was like it was very serious. This person came from the streets from nowhere. Everybody expected him to be great. And it's like showing Steph Curry, but constantly against this other player.
Oh, I've seen this come up. I haven't watched
And
it.
then all of a sudden, it's like record scratch. Stephen Curry and is like, it's not me. And then it just goes to like this overweight white guy who was like apparently
It's like one of the best who
supposed
never
to be
was. kind of one.
amazing.
Really?
He's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know what happened, man. And it
Is he
just-
said about himself?
well, I think it's along the lines.
No.
That's
I've
a
seen
Cliff
it. Yeah,
Notes.
it's on
That's
Netflix.
I just saw it. I looked. I went.
Mr. Throwback.
It was one of those. Yeah,
Yeah.
make you go.
It's just it's not a documentary.
Oh, what is it?
It's like Steph Curry he's acting in it. It's like
Oh,
it's like
I thought it was a
scripted TV show.
I thought it was going to be one of those
Okay.
best who never was kind of things. And I love those.
That's what I got from it. Well,
That guy was a legend. That's a TV
Good
show. I
advertising.
don't know what I'm saying.
good advertising because we're talking about it right now.
Oh, yeah.
Like the one on Marcus Dupree. Like Garrett, you've seen
Oh,
now.
yes.
The best who never was.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, Marcus Dupree.
I think this is the one because they were advertising for it on a podcast.
That is the one.
Yeah.
That's definitely the one.
Yeah, and
Oh, I thought it was real.
I thought that was real too. That was super cool if
Now
it was
I'm
real.
bummed.
I love stories like that.
yeah. Athletes usually suck at acting, but I thoroughly enjoyed the show. It's acting.
I have a question of
still
something
gonna
I
watch
thought
it.
was fake that turned out to be real. Why did Timu Solani and Brett Hull make a movie?
Oh, and apparently, so I asked
What?
DJ Bean.
You don't know about this?
No.
Look that up
All
on
right.
your computer matrix.
So I asked DJ Bean about it because he did like a live reaction video to it.
Yeah, I saw it.
And I was like, so like, how bad is it? And he was like, you know how there's like certain things that are so bad you can sit down and they become like funny because they're so bad? He's like, this is not that. This is like really, really tough to watch.
This is like The Room Sports Edition, like the worst movie of all time. But like, who?
This just came out.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And like, who the fuck told them to do this, and who paid for this hot mess?
It's-
Timu's the goat. Brett Hull, I could see doing weird shit.
It was
But
just-
Timu's goated.
it was described as like something a group of junior high kids would make.
Like, if Timu Solani's new girlfriend made full feature movies, I'd be like, okay,
Yeah.
I see. Or Brett Hull found a lady and she wanted to make a movie. But like, it's weird, man. I saw some clips. It's very bizarre.
To wrap up the NFL talk, Buffalo Bills are looking good.
Very.
It's cool.
You think that
That's
Allen's
one
going
of
to
my
win the MVP? I think
I
he's
was-
got a good shot. If Baltimore wins this week, I think he's got an even better shot, or loses this week, because it's a tough game this week, isn't it? Bills Ravens.
Baltimore.
I mean, they're 0-3 if they don't get moving. So Survivor has been really difficult for everybody.
Yeah, Survivor pools.
I am one of 11 people left.
I can't
in
believe you're still in
like
it.
120 person league. I think it's that much. I can't even remember. Maybe it's only like, I don't even know. It's a big league. Thinking of taking Dallas over the Giants tonight. Getting it out of the way for Thursday, so I don't have to worry about it anymore.
I actually don't hate that.
Dallas, very underwhelming. Everybody's mad at CD. They're not throwing to him enough, and I think that they air it out tonight. And do you remember what I said about the Jets last Thursday night
Yes.
on the Thursday podcast?
They're the worst.
I said we're going to have a Brees
Hall
Allen
first
at
touchdown.
first TD, and then probably an Allen Lazard throwing TD, and those were the first two TDs of the game.
Brees Hall didn't go first. Didn't
No,
Jalen
Lazard
Allen?
went first,
Yeah.
but then Brees
And then
ran
Brees
one
got
in.
it, yeah.
But it was anytime touchdowns that I was talking about.
Yeah.
And then I said, if you really want to get
Oh, I bet on those.
crazy,
Yeah, we won.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
It was
I'm
good.
dialed in.
I
Not
just
in my
don't
fantasy teams though, but we don't know. We don't need to talk anymore.
I just don't
about
know that I
fantasy
should bet on football. It's very hard.
There's a lot of wild ass upsets in the NFL so far. This
Tons. You don't know. It's all sixes and
like
sevens.
I'm doing that thing where I'm like missing some by like 3-4 yards, which is also very annoying.
Yep.
Very
Oh, that
upsetting.
sucks. Yeah.
You know me, Charles. I'm in the AI sports analysis game, and our model's like, what the flying fuck is going on in the NFL? There's a lot of weird shit happening.
Yeah. Yeah. Betting
That's why they play the games, though, Bag Milk. That's why they play the games.
betting's tough, but I bet you that like for the people who are betting the underdogs and the upsets.
They're winning.
They're winning, and it's probably hurting the sports books a little bit right now.
Can I give you my favorite parlay of the week brought to you by Bet365?
I would love to hear it.
Bet365, get on all the action with the promo code OILYBONUS. Download the app, whatever the sport, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Okay, there are 3 road underdogs I like. I'm probably going to bet them all straight up, but the parlay is fun because it's juicy. Rams, road dogs against the Bears.
Do you know why I love this one?
Why do you love Chalmers?
Because there's certain times when you see a team galvanize together and you can tell that they're becoming different. And in the fourth quarter of the San Francisco 49ers game and the Rams, I saw it. It was incredible. You saw a team that I love that one.
Like the Mighty Ducks when they started to gel.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everyone's waiting for midnight to strike, and that's why this line is kind of set where it is. Vikings to beat the Packers.
Let's go.
I like
think
it too. Yeah.
You know,
Malik Willis is not. Yeah.
Jordan Addison might be coming back for the Sunday as well.
Is Darnold playing?
Who are you?
Is Darnold playing?
yes,
He's in
I think so. Yeah.
because he had an ankle injury and it didn't look good. And just a week with an ankle sprain. Have you ever sprained your ankle? I know we're not professional athletes here, and I know we don't get the same treatment. But like 4 quarters of running on a half twisted ankle.
Vikings minus 2.5 dogs. Chalmers.
I still take him. I still like it. Who's a backup? And you should know that as a lifelong Vikings fan
since week 1.
since week 1.
Who's your backup quarterback there?
I don't know. Sam Darnold or bust. That's all I know.
Sam Darnold?
Yeah, Sam Darnold.
Okay.
If I go Dan
Sam Darnold?
Yeah,
Sam Darnold. He's famous for getting mono.
Oh, that's
During
good.
the season.
Kissing disease.
Mm-hmm.
So that was my first 2. You got the Rams. You take the Vikings. The Vikings. So again, they're both road dogs, which I know is a dangerous game, but this year's been unpredictable. And then the third road dog I'm taking is the Buffalo Bills. I can't believe they're dogs. I don't think the Ravens are that good. So you take those
must-win game for the Ravens.
Yeah.
So they're home dogs. What is it?
No, the Bills are road dogs.
Road dogs. Minus 2.5?
Yeah.
With a 3-point home advantage, that means they think
That's basically a pick 'em, I believe.
it's basically a pick 'em.
What's a pick 'em?
Where they do not give a spread either way.
no
It's
favorite.
just like there's no favorite.
toss.
It's a coin toss. They're both probably minus
So-
110.
Those 3 teams, again, all road dogs. I understand that is risky,
Love it. Love it.
10-1 plus 1,000.
Ooh-wee. Put a hundo on it. Come on. You just told me how well you did in the Bills
Monday
game.
night, yeah.
Come on. Come on.
Whatever you're comfortable. We'll put whatever you're comfortable putting on it because we're fans of responsible gaming here. But yeah, that's my parlay for the week is those 3 teams. Shout out
Let me
to our
sweat it
friends.
with you.
A hundo on that gives you what back?
1,000.
Shout out to our friends at Bet365. Plus 1,012 are the odds on that bad boy. So why not? Let us know your best bets for NFL football this weekend.
My best bet is J.K. Dobbins anytime touchdown
Ooh, I like that one.
because he is running away with things right
And
now.
if Herbert's still banged up, they'll probably just keep running the ball. So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Are you doing money line or the spread?
Money line.
Different.
All right. We are going to continue along with the pod, but first we're going to step aside for a quick break.
Can I tell you something that's been bugging me today?
That matter.
I don't usually let this kind of stuff bother me, but every time it happens to me, I just roll my eyes and I'm in an uncomfortable position because I have to be kind of rude, but at the same time, I'm kind of doing something that I shouldn't have to be rude because this thing shouldn't be happening. But
Are you in line somewhere in the
yeah,
story?
I sure am.
You love lines.
I hate lines. Self-checkout.
Ooh, this will be good.
Why every time I walk up to a self-checkout, do I have to say no to the person who ultimately comes up to me and is like, I'll ring you through at this? I'm like, it's a self-checkout. You don't need to be standing. I was at the Home Depot today. There was 4 people standing at each till of the self-checkout. And when I walked up, I'm very much faster than all of them at this by now.
Wow.
I know my extra. I put it in. I know how to, I'm very, very, very fast at this. It's forcing me to be rude. The reason I'm going to a self-checkout is because I can do it myself. I want to do it myself. I'm quicker at it and I don't have to interact with anybody. I can keep my earphones in and I can go about my business. When you have somebody standing at the self-checkout, let me just self-checkout, not assisted checkout, self-checkout.
Yeah.
When you're standing there and you say, oh, here, let me run and get through, and you're holding the gun that I'm going to use at the self-checkout, you force me to have to say, it's okay. I can do it myself because I have given in because I didn't want to be rude. And that person proceeded to bumble it all, not know where half the SKUs are, messing it all up. And I'm just sitting there like hopeless. Like, I'm better at this than you. Let me just do it myself at the self fucking checkout.
Why don't you work at Home Depot and do everyone's stuff?
Because then I'd have to have all these guys that don't want to talk to somebody coming up to me and saying, dude, I'm good. I can do it myself at the self checkout.
So you want the robots to take over?
I just want to do it myself. There's so many times in life. Most of my uncomfortable interactions have been when somebody at the checkout that I go to, that's a man checkout, because when you buy big items, you have to go over to the big item area to watch them like not
Like
do
the
it
big
right
Halloween
and just
skeleton?
like, and
Is
then
that
the
what you're
lines
buying?
forming behind you. And if I'm in that line forming behind, I always look at the customer and I'm like, oh, that customer, like, hurry up, buddy. What are you doing? Like, God, are you screwing around with them? Like, but it's not me. It's them. So I just want to do it myself. You go to Walmart, same thing. You go to Winners, same thing. Or not Winners. What's the other store that has like self-checkout? Like Safeway?
Yeah.
And the person was, I mean, does this not annoy you guys?
Plus,
What
you
were
can
you buying at
always
Home
swipe a
Depot,
little
Chalmers?
something,
The
something.
9-foot skeleton?
God, that thing scared the piss out of me yesterday.
There's one near my house the guy lifted up year round.
The
This
Frank-
thing's 12 feet tall.
That's
man.
awesome.
I
I
was
love
not paying attention,
Fucking
and I
crazy.
was walking to the chainsaw aisle to grab some new chainsaw blades,
You got to.
and it's right past the new Halloween decorations. And the Frankenstein that's like 7 feet. I didn't have my earphones in, and I just kind of was walking, kind of like in my own zone, and all of a sudden it kind of like lunged forward. And if you had a camera on me, you could play it, and you would. I legitimately like jumped back. I was scared. I was like, and then I just looked, shook my head, laughed, went, "What an idiot!"
The Halloween decoration industry is like bigger, taller, bigger. Can we
Dude,
get away
there's
with
a 14-foot. My brother-in-law bought a 14-foot like skeleton that
Where the
moves.
fuck's he put it all the rest of the year? In another garage?
This giant house.
But still,
don't
like
know.
a 14-foot skeleton doesn't collapse into like an 8-foot
No,
skeleton.
it sure
And I
doesn't.
don't think you need that to properly celebrate Halloween.
I'll show you pictures of his setup. It's pretty impressive.
Impressive.
Kids won't come to the door. You can get more candy. You can have more leftovers
All
that
right.
way.
You shut off the lights. Same
Okay, I'm sorry. Do you guys not go to self-checkouts? Do you never have to deal with this?
I only deal with self checkouts.
So then if there's somebody standing there and you have to basically politely say, like, the reason I'm doing this myself is because like I want to do it myself.
The ones that annoy me the most is when I go to Safeway and I use the self checkout and I put my bag down because I've got a fucking plethora of them these days.
Yep.
Bag down. Looks like you're putting in an item that's not scanned. Please scan item. I'm like, no, it's my own bag. It's my own bag.
I hate
And then
the
you have to get
fickleness
somebody to
of them,
wand
so
over.
Oh, that's interesting.
That does suck.
Yeah, it's annoying.
And the one grocery store I go to most often doesn't have it. So whenever I do go to a grocery store that does have it, I'm usually just like, nah, just go the checkout line.
I would go up against anybody that wants to challenge me
Speed contest?
to a 10 item.
Yeah.
Both have to have the same items.
Yeah.
Paying contest at a Home Depot self-checkout. I'm fastest in the city.
Remember that?
Guaranteed.
What was that old show, Chalmers, back in the day where you ran around the grocery store for
Supermarket sweep?
You would kill at that in the ringing in.
Now there's
portion.
just a new version, guys. Grocery games.
Oh, come on.
I watched.
What was
Guy
the point
Fieri?
of that? You just-
Supermarket Sweep was still on a couple of years ago. I don't know if it's still
what was the
is.
point of supermarket
They
sweep?
brought it
You got to
back.
just keep everything you put in the cart?
You had to like get the most valuable cart. So you were always like shoveling meat.
Go to the
into it.
meats.
Oh, it's got to be meats. Yeah.
But no, there was also, was there not like
A
have to-
$700 challenge.
Yeah,
and a
you have to like, get as
$12
close as you could to whatever.
I would go to the meats and the wheels of cheese.
challenge. Yeah.
Stock them up.
These
I go to
days,
the pharmacy.
$700 challenge is just go get a couple
Yeah, just milk.
milks, couple cheeses, and a couple steaks.
You're
Yeah.
10G. Go to the pharmacy.
10G.
Oh yeah.
Hit me with some of them
Load it up.
perkies. 1200.
1,200 for the perks, please.
Jumping back there.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I go to the grocery store and I look at all the people at the pharmacy who got their masks on, I'm like,
I don't know if we need to do this.
no, they know
Just
best.
kidding.
And I'm like, fine, like licking the fucking handles in the frozen aisle.
The snozzberries taste
I've
like
gone back to the
snozzberries.
pre-game life.
Yeah.
Okay, next thing I have. This season of Big Brother sucks. There's going to be a bad winner.
I
This is going to be one of the least memorable winners of all time.
agree. This is
Also-
also breaking the record for the most amount of crying I've ever seen on one show.
So much.
Oh
crime.
my God. More than Cry Island?
Yeah, more than Cry
Remember
Island,
that show, Tete?
more than the Great Cry. I'm not sharp today. I could have come up with something way better than that.
Bailed at his own
The
joke.
great cry escape.
Like Angela cries multiple times every single episode.
In the last episode, she even was like, I'm so sick of crying. And I'm like, stop crying then. Like,
Yeah.
You were talking about something from a Big Brother strategy perspective that I found intriguing when you were like, Leah shouldn't have gone to Rabina and said what she said.
Yeah.
But I actually think that's a mistake on Rabina's part.
Okay.
Because if she would have kept her mouth shut and been like, you know what, Leah, that's very good info. And I now know you're willing to go after those people and you just want a contest. Let them get Angela out, which was their plan. And then all of a sudden,
it's between us three with Chemo.
Yeah.
And
There's
Chelsea,
someone named
Cam,
Chemo?
and Mackenzie. So it's a 3-on-3. Now we just have one of the three of us needs to win head of household, and we have got this game by the balls.
You're basically...
No, I didn't look at it that way.
So I don't know why.
I didn't, you know what? I didn't look at it that way.
I think there's just too many people trying to play like a fun little social thing and not enough like actual gamers left. And it's kind of annoying.
Yeah. I think Mackenzie right now,
Like if you're
If there was a
Mackenzie,
comp beast in it right now, they would dominate though.
yeah. What is wrong with Cameron?
He's terrible.
What is wrong with him? When they did the stacking challenge,
and
We were laughing
and
about
he's
that
like
earlier.
trying to put a strawberry down point first, and I'm like, he knows what the wait.
Wanya, the challenge essentially was they had all these items that were like various shapes, and you had to stack up as many as you could to get the most volume of items on this little kind of platform.
Okay.
And some of them were long, so you could like use them as like bridges. And if
Yeah,
you used simple physics, you could like extend your area and go up. And
This
some
guy's trying to
things would
put,
like
like,
almost
pointy
lock
items
things into other
down,
things. He tried
as
to
if
put
that's
him
gonna
down.
balance.
and he literally goes, this is either going to be really smart or really dumb. And it just immediately falls.
I see.
I told BM, I want nothing more than for him to make the final two. Because I want to see how he can
Intelligent.
explain himself. Because there might be a case for him to win the game, but he is not smart
We
enough to
should have seen
say
this
it.
coming when they were like, how many seconds was the OTEV competition? Write your answers down. Everybody else is like 3,500, 4,000, 5,000, and he's 60,000.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I added an extra zero. I'm like,
Oh my God.
oh, what? so then we have this competition where you literally have to listen to sounds, figure out what the sound is on the board. It corresponds with an item. You have to take that item and you have to present it to the animal making the sounds. That's a Cliff Notes version of it. I don't think he understood what he was supposed to do.
No, he went about 25 seconds into the contest and was like, I'm just going to start guessing.
Yeah. So he didn't even listen. He just
then
like
he-
started throwing things in the circles.
And he just timed out.
And then he just timed out.
What does this man do on the outside of the Big Brother?
he
house?
was a CFL football player.
He played in the CFL.
Oh, good on him.
Good thing he's beautiful because
I know.
he's just
Trevor Lawrence, beautiful. What's his look?
he's
hair,
rugged, chiseled.
Really
He's a
long
handsome
hair.
fella.
No,
Oh,
he actually looks like he hasn't had a haircut in a while. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
valid.
the Big Brother update is that someone pretty shitty is going to win this season.
Somebody pretty shitty. And so right now, the best of the shitty contestants, in my opinion, would be Mackenzie.
Yeah.
I think
Or
that for
Chelsea.
not being in a real alliance for like the first half of the game, she's done amazingly to stay within the groups of people without really being
But
in
now
there.
her big mistake was she should have stuck to her guns, gotten Angela out, and then you would have had Leah as a number 2, and you still would have had
But
your
she's
three-person thing.
They
changed
have
number
guns in
twos
the
like
house?
3 or 4 times in the game. She had Matt right off the bat.
Yeah.
Then she kind of pivoted to like Cameron being her number 2, while
She was
always
with
kind of
Leah for a
having
while.
Leah there.
Yeah.
But then she went to Leah. Then she's all of a sudden in like the last 2 weeks become best friends with Chelsea,
I know.
which was weird. They're like jealous of each other, but now they're like best friends. And then she's still kind of like trying to maintain this relationship with Chelsea. I think that she's getting so close to so many number 2s that they're going to resent her for it. Ultimately,
Maybe.
you're playing with emotions here, Tyler.
Yeah. All right, there you go. Big Brother talk. I'm sure a bunch of you just hammered the fast forward button.
Yeah, and that's fine.
That's okay. In the world of baseball, did you see what the Pittsburgh Pirates did to Rowdy Tellez, former Blue Jay?
No.
So the Pittsburgh Pirates are like a notoriously terribly ran organization.
Okay.
And 5 days left in the regular season. Rowdy Tellez has been one of their better hitters in the back half of the season. They randomly cut him. 5 days left in the regular season, veteran guy, they cut him. And everyone was like, that's weird. And the Pirates were like, yeah, no, just had to move on. It comes out he is 4 at-bats away from a $200,000 bonus in his contract.
Oh.
So if they would have let him play one more game, they would have had to pay him $200K.
So they cut him from the league?
They cut him from the league, and their manager came out and was like, "Oh yeah, no, it had nothing to do with the bonus."
Oh,
my
God.
He's like second on their team in OPS or whatever from the All-Star break on.
That's an all-time scumbag move by the management.
Wow.
Yeah.
You can't. If you know that he's 4 at-bats away from a $200,000 bonus,
Cut him
and
like
you're
2 weeks
and you're
ago
like
then.
thinking you're going to cut him, at that point you have to be like, oh no, we cannot do this. The opposite of this are just way too bad. Everybody's going to know it's because of this, and even if it's not actually because of this, everybody's going to just.
So I knew
That's
a bit.
awful.
I knew a bit about like the Pirates and just how like generally shitty they've been for so long, and they always
are
let good
Pirates
players
out
go. But I went down a bit of a rabbit hole. People in Pittsburgh hate this owner. Like they despise him. People.
Who is it?
I forget his name, but like he's never spent more than like $70 million on payroll in a season because he's figured out
Robert
that.
Nutting.
Like the Marlins guy was so like that for a long time.
Yeah. Because he's figured out that, with the like equalization payments in baseball, I don't have to. I can make $70 million a year in profit, whether I spend $60 million on players or 160, I'll make $70 million. So if I spend more, I'm just going to make less and I'll just make my money every year.
He wants his team to win.
Robert Nutting,
Yeah.
owner of the Pittsburgh Pirates, once owned some newspapers and ski resorts before buying the baseball club.
Article idea.
Go ahead.
This has nothing to do with hockey.
Okay.
It can, but it's not the Oilers.
We'll put it on our new
Centric.
site.
Yes. Don't tell Jay.
Don't touch it.
I want a synopsis of like the 5 to 10 worst things a professional sports organization has done to circumvent paying somebody a bonus.
Oh my God.
I think reading those stories would be unbelievable. I just quickly searched it. It's not an easy search because I didn't even know how to really type that in. Worst ways a sports franchise circumvented a bonus.
Did you say we have a news site or a news site?
It's a new site. Yeah, don't tell Jay.
I think
What
those
is it?
stories would be the new site. Don't tell Jay.
Yeah, don't tell Jay.
That's what it's
the name
called.
of the site?
Don't tell Jay.com.
Well, Tyler and I are building a network, but we're not telling Jay about it.
Oh, so he's not in that network.
Yeah, we're just starting
Can I be in that
new
network?
sites.
Yeah,
A network of liars.
I could write this article
You could, yeah.
and I could put it on your site.
But we can't tell Jay.
How much you paying me?
Oh, very, very, very limited budget.
Okay.
You can have a stake in the website.
A stake in the website.
Yeah.
Equity.
Yeah. Because yeah.
It's worth negative money right now.
You're going to have to put in some money.
I'll write an article a week,
Yeah.
which I won't do.
Don't tell J.org or don't tell J.ca.
I will
We're trying to get both.
try to get Ancom.
This is a really difficult thing to search.
Yeah, I just did it really quickly and it's not coming up.
You get a lot of results for just like straight up worst sports owners.
This
but,
is
like,
why I could be an investigatory journalist.
I like the title of this article from a day ago. Go ahead and assume the worst about the Pittsburgh Pirates.
So that's the guy?
Yeah, Rowdy Tellez.
Oh, it doesn't look like that's a teddy bear.
Yeah,
Pay the guys
he's like a
200G.
great, like again, known as like a great teammate and all that. And they're like, yeah.
Was he an
See you.
everyday player?
Oh yeah, man. He like had good numbers. this year.
Okay, so is the guy taking his spot the future of the team?
No, there's 5 games left. In the
No,
season.
but you know, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
They
they
gave
have a
him, like,
guy in the
prospect to
system
fly
that's
or
like
something like that.
this second baseman. We drafted him like 4th overall, and he's going to be the future of our team. And now we're going to put him there for the
He's
last 5
different?
games.
Is anybody different?
No, he's
So
not.
just scumbags.
Yeah,
Who's the best player in the Pirates?
Paul Skeens.
Oh, he's the
Ooh,
pitcher,
I'm so
right?
happy
With
with
the
Paul
hot babe
Skeens.
girlfriend.
Hot babe
And they have
girlfriend.
O'Neal Cruz. He's really good. Like they have so much good young talent on this team, and their owners just kind of like, Remember they used to have Garrett Cole.
Yep.
And there's a story of again this owner. So Garrett Cole pitched his first professional season and was like lights out, and went to them and was like he made like $530K or $540K in that first year, and he was unreal. Future of the franchise. Look at, and he still is one of the best pitchers in the majors 10, 15 years later. And the Pirates went to him and were like, all right, your new contract next year is going to be the exact same as your one last year. And he was like, what do you mean? Like I'm like one of the best up and coming pitchers in the sport. Like I want a raise, but because of the way the CBA works, you don't have to give him a raise. And the Pirates owner was like, you can either take this or you can take the minimum contract of like $100,000. And he was like, that's bullshit. And then they were like, okay, fine. We're rescinding our first offer. We're going to give you a $10,000 pay decrease.
What?
And Garrett Cole's like, I guess I have to sign this. Okay.
And then he played that out and then left after 1 year?
Yeah.
You only have to play 2 years under contract.
However many he ended up having to play with the Pirates, and he was gone.
And then where'd he go?
Went to Houston, was great. Went to New York now, one of
He's
the highest paid
getting paid and
pitchers.
laid?
Yeah, $300 million.
How many franchises would you say in MLB don't make money?
They all make
in a
money
year?
because of the payments. Like they all make money. It's just a matter of if they choose to
Like
try
the
to
White
win.
Sox. How did they make money this year
Regional
when they don't
TV
have any but
TV?
Okay.
They're regional TV deals. This is why they're really at risk in MLB of these regional TV networks collapsing. And then they lose huge sums of money. Like how the White Sox do it because they got a crazy Chicago TV deal.
So like a regional TV deal would be like Sportsnet for Oilers. Like you're talking about WGN for like the Chicago
But in the
Cubs.
States, it's huge money for baseball because it's so many days on TV.
So many air slots, so many advertising. And then on top of that, like you get a cut of the national TV deal that baseball has, and they have one with Apple now and all of that, right? Like you get the payments for being a lower end team. What
What a scumbag.
Oh, if you look in baseball right now, the amount of teams that are like actively trying to win is surprisingly low.
Is that true?
Yes.
Most are just what? Existing?
Miami doesn't want to win. Colorado doesn't want to win. Washington's not trying to win. Pittsburgh's not trying to win. Cincy's not trying to win. So I just rattled off 5 in the NL alone.
What a
that are
great
like,
sport.
It's fantastic.
Do you see where do you see where the Shohei Ohtani 50-50 ball went?
The guy left the stadium.
Yeah, but do you see who has it now?
No? Oh, does that guy?
The
What guy?
king of collectibles. It's going up for auction on Golden Auctions on September 27th. The guy went straight to my man. So the king of collectibles is that documentary or that show that I told you about. That's just like Pawn Stars. But
Yeah.
all of a sudden I see a clip and he's like, here it is, the 50-50 ball. And it's like a pristine ball with one black mark on it
From the back.
where the bat hit it. Like that thing. So question, would you sell it right now for $250,000?
I thought it was worth $4.5 million.
No.
I think
I think I read a clickbait.
I would, if I had the ball, I would sell for.
So I heard an interview with Darren
for
Ravel.
$250,000 for a ball that you just went to a game and you caught it?
Yeah.
So
So, or hold on to it for 10 years and it potentially is worth $1 million.
Or it loses its lust and Ohtani does it again and blah, 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 blah.
So last year we had a 70-40 guy. This year we got a 50-50.
Yeah.
The year before that, somebody else was close. Like it's trending upwards if you look at it that way.
It is a crazy accomplishment, but it's not like the all-time home run record where in 10 years it'll be like, whoa, it's a moment in time. And
I just don't think there's dudes that can hit, that are that big to hit a ball as hard as he does and steal bases.
I was in St. Louis bag milk during the home run derby thing between McGuire and Bonds.
Mhm.
I took a Reuben sandwich off a hotel table that Barry Bonds had taken a bite out of. It's not worth anything.
Did
how
you
was
eat
it? That was delicious.
It's in the freezer. But you have
Still?
to sell that in the moment.
yeah.
It doesn't
No,
appreciate.
I
That Bond sandwich could have got me 500.
You would keep it?
no, I'd sell it right now.
Yeah.
I'd sell it right now because even if you sell it right now to somebody for $250,000 and in 10 years they sell it for $1 million, you're looking at it like meh.
I had my 250K.
Yeah, I got my $250K. Yeah, no, I'd sell it right now. And I think that's what this guy's doing. Did you hear that he's being sued by a 16-year-old kid who claims to have had the ball in his hand?
Sorry, little bitch.
I know. Honestly,
Who's got possession, bro?
Yeah.
in a less vulgar way, yes. There could have been a 9-year-old there. And if I know that ball's worth $250,000, I will make a guaranteed enemy for life out of that.
So
Would you punch a 9-year-old square in the face for $250,000 in a scrum for a baseball?
Yes.
So wow. So
I was waiting for
Not
you to
on the
add-
street?
Yeah,
But,
in a scrum for a baseball.
yeah.
Why he was just sitting there eating lunch and fucking pow.
Bang! Where's my check? Give me my money.
So he was there. The 16-year-old kid was there with his dad and a work, his dad's company's like group of people.
Would I punch Jay's hypothetical 9-year-old kid in a scrum for a baseball?
Yeah, 16.
Yeah.
There's a big difference between punching a 9-year-old and a 16-year-old.
That's a good point.
He didn't. Hey, no punches were thrown.
Yeah.
He just took it out of his hand.
I came in hot with my elbows because I wanted the baseball.
So
I'll warn you in advance. If you punch Wanye Jr. at a corporate baseball event because you're trying to get a Ohtani ball, it is fucking on.
But it's worth $250,000.
Nobody punches Wanye Jr. in the sight of Wanye Sr.
He'll give you $25,000.
We don't need no punches to the face.
He's 16 years old.
Yeah, he's
Well,
a
16. I'm talking about a 9-year-old one.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
no.
know that. But wanting junior 16, it's a good life lesson.
I'm
probably
regurgitating a few things because
He needs a punch at 16.
Yeah.
listened to
And
Darren.
learn your grip strength. my
I've
guy.
never been punched in the face, and look how terribly I
You've
turned
never
out.
been punched
Not
in the
once?
face?
No, I've never been punched in the face outside of like hockey.
Do you want to do it now?
No, I've never been in like a fight.
Really?
Not once?
Even as a little kid?
I do my best to avoid conflict.
Surprised with such a punchable face.
know,
I'm
right?
Sorry. That's
It's
interesting.
impressive. You've lived a good clean game.
You don't know what it feels like?
No, well,
It's
like,
exhilarating.
I mean, I've been punched in the face very hard at hockey.
Okay.
So
okay.
like,
Let's
I
be.
have, like-
Now I'm
That
confused.
counts.
but like glove on, right? Glove on.
Okay.
I punch you. Like it's not this.
The thing that surprised me the first time I got punched in the face, it didn't hurt as much as my imagination made it out to be. If that makes sense.
I
My eyes started watering. I
Wanted-
started sneezing once when I got punched in the face really hard because it hit me square in the nose.
Oh yeah, that'd be terrible. I took it in like the cheeks.
I
I
was
was like,
sneezing everywhere. That's not a good
the
look
one
in a
thing I
fight.
took away from the punches in the face was that I don't think I'd very easily be the one punch like knocked out to a Tonga Vailoa hands because I've been punched a few. Then I just kind of eat them.
Yeah.
That a boy.
Yeah.
If we posted a clip of this, there would be a lot of comments being like, "I would like to punch Tyler." in the face."
hey Pat, feel free to cut that.
Yeah. The usual "Can Oilers Nation fire this guy" crowd would very quickly go to, "I would really like to punch him in the face."
Now somebody's gonna be like, God, you know what my claim to fame is gonna be? I'm gonna be the first one to punch him in the face next time I see him.
Oh, yeah.
Might be.
You never thought of that one.
Yeah, that's fair.
Don't ever stand next to one of those like punching games where people see
Yeah.
somebody's gonna pay $1 and then give it to you, give you a clean one.
Just right in the kisser.
Yeah. I totally forgot. I was going to say something about the Otani ball and about Darren Ravel and sports collectibles.
he's
but
getting
now I've
sued.
Completely forgot.
because
No.
of the 16-year-old says he had it.
Right. Oh, the interesting part about this is when they realize that he gets to 49 home runs, MLB starts to mark the balls as they go into the game. They authenticate them. That allows, and this has only been happening to memorabilia like this recently in the last couple of years. If you ever caught like a Barry Bonds ball, you have to go that moment down to MLB and have it authenticated and show them, this is me. I have the ball. Here I am.
I have a question though.
Yeah.
If they're marking the balls,
Yeah.
what happens if like ball that's marked 50 just gets ripped into the crowd as a foul ball and that person now has ball 50 in their hand and they try and present it as the 50-50 ball?
No, it's got a special infrared marking on it.
Ah,
So like that the MLB can see that it's
50.
the authentic ball.
I gotcha.
So that allows
Every ball's marked with a different infrared.
Only-
Every time Otani was coming out to bat, the umpire had to go off to the side and grab a new set of baseballs to use for that at bat.
That
And
were
then when
marked.
Otani's at bat was done, he was switching it back. Otani talked about this after the game when they were like, you did it like you did. And he was like, I'm just happy that they can stop messing around with the balls every at
I have
bat.
another question. Where's the interpreter?
the new one or the old one.
The old one.
Ooh, who knows?
Where'd he go?
He cashed a big ticket. He had Otani to hit 50-50 this year.
He's free.
Yeah, plus 15,000 paid
Posted
for his
bond?
bail.
But don't you think that's interesting that like you couldn't just leave? Like the best thing to do when you get a piece of memorabilia like that is to get the hell out of there.
Mhm.
Because who was it that got last year?
The judge thing, right?
I think it was a judge. And they basically got like whisked away down into the basement and was like, here's a bat, here's this. We're not leaving until you give us that ball. And the guy, when he left the stadium, realized that he had been kind of pressured into giving up that ball for way too little.
You got like a signed bat, batting gloves, and a Yankees jersey. And he's like, wait, that ball was worth like $100,000.
Yeah.
And the Yankees made him give it up?
Yeah. Because they whisked him away.
I've heard that.
That's
like,
the
if
big
you-
leagues, baby.
Yeah.
But I think it's great that they're that this guy's left now. He immediately calls up by Kenny Golden. It's up for auction. I'm going to be watching the auction. Like I'm going to be following it because I want to see how much this ball
I
goes
bet
for.
you it goes for like 300,000-400,000.
I bet you it does too.
Yeah, and he's probably got to give 150 to the auction house, and he'll walk out with his 250.
Yeah, I think they take under 10%. I think they take 10%.
You think that's it?
I think that's it.
Yeah, maybe, and it's probably worth some good PR for them to have the ball too.
Yeah.
All right.
King of Collectibles. Go watch it.
Shout out to Otani.
Shout out to Otani. I am so torn. First off, MLB playoff race, electric, very good. You have a team like the Tigers who in early July had like a 0.6% chance of making the playoffs. They have like an 80% chance of making it. Our boy Eric Sabrowski
Struck out the side the other day, didn't
struck out the side the other day. He's making a case to be on the Cleveland Guardians postseason roster, which would be
How
electric.
about getting called up and 2 weeks later, you've got a pair of Oakleys on and a backwards hat in a fully polyed room, and not to get murdered, you're getting a champagne shower.
Unreal.
What an unreal experience.
So Guardians now neck and neck with the Yankees for the top seed in the American League. I've locked in my 9-1 Cleveland Guardians World Series bet. Let's go.
Well done.
4 Canadians on the team. Love it. So anyways, baseball playoff race, absolutely electric so far. I feel like I was going somewhere with that, and now I'm suddenly forgetting.
16 strikeouts for our man.
I think
Yep.
maybe you were going to say what a time in sports.
It is what a time in sports.
Because you had football, you had your fantasy football open, but you started to talk about MLB playoffs.
Yeah, because I was going to give an update on the Real Life Fantasy Football League, which I do
please
every week.
don't.
I beat Merckx. I'm now 2-1. Let's go. Both of these beat Iceman Cometh. We still have 2 undefeated teams. Connor McChubb is the other one. Both
And
of
Electronic Jordan.
these. We have some 0-3 teams. Chalmers, Rogers Mustache, and Brady the Goat.
It's just,
And there's a mushy
You're
middle.
0-3, Charles?
buddy, I'm brutal.
It's terrible.
I'm brutal. I don't know what to do.
terrible.
I got beat by Rick on that stupid last Jamar Chase touchdown that didn't mean, well, I mean, it meant something,
yeah.
but so fucking annoying.
It's interesting because in the other one, the Nation fantasy team, Rick is 0-3.
Yeah, he is.
He's in the
Are
basement.
we finally going to do a fantasy hockey real life show league?
I don't like fantasy hockey.
Can't you just do the one where you set it every Sunday and then from Monday to Sunday, it's just like you set the players and
I could be tempted to do that.
I like that one. The
That would
everyday
be more
baseball
tempting
one. I
'cause,
did an
like-
everyday baseball one.
That's too much.
Literally the hardest thing you can do.
You have to be so focused. Every morning you have to have a reminder to check your lineup.
Oh God.
It's too much.
That's a lot.
Yeah,
I
it's
like the idea of setting it once in a week and then that's it. Otherwise, I'm out.
Basically, like Monday morning starts your new week of games.
I don't mind that.
Yeah, otherwise I'd be.
I don't have time
Could
for
you
that.
be tempted?
I
Yes,
spent most
you
of my
do.
time. I spent most of my time online arguing with Miley Cyrus fans about what was her top.
That's what I was going to say.
It was bangers.
It's not that you don't have
It's
time. It's that
bangers.
you don't have your priorities straight.
That's true. Well, you want to let the Miley Cyrus fans fight amongst themselves? I need to be in the mix. Bangers is her top album.
Taylor Swift ruined Travis Kelce? Question mark.
Oh my God. The photo of him sitting on the sidelines like, Mom, Dad.
Brittany Mahomes told Patrick not to pass the ball to him because Taylor Swift supports Kamala Harris.
Ooh, fit tinfoil hat.
Is that what it is?
Oh yeah.
Probably.
That's what I'm choosing to believe.
Last year,
I think it's
Travis
great that girls
Kelce.
are running the team.
Travis Kelce for the first 3 games of the season was like 2 for 22, 3 for 40, and 2 for 30. This year, same thing in the playoffs, 9 for 117 and 2 touchdowns. Like, let's not worry. But I'm worried because I took him as my second pick overall, and I took Christian McCaffrey, who's now out for the season.
He's not out for the season officially.
Well, it's trending that way. Number one pick overall.
Did
From
the
that what,
49ers
They
Ankle
didn't tell
injury?
me. Yeah. Oh, yeah. They didn't tell me that he had an ankle injury that could cost him the whole season.
Prior to the season starting, no one said CMC could have an ankle injury.
Nope. Apparently, they just found out. No, they knew he had an ankle injury, but he, by all reports, he was ready for week 1. And miraculously, an hour before week 1 game, he was not good anymore. And now he's out for the season. Probably.
Why is there an advantage for him to do that?
There is no advantage for him to do that.
But you're
There's,
making a noise like, don't you see what's happening? I don't see what's happening.
because, yeah, I don't know, man. San Francisco just,
They have $104 million worth of players hurt. I know that.
yeah, they do. And Brandon Ayuk sucks.
Unrelated. For some reason, my Instagram thinks I'm super into bowling. So I keep getting like really corny bowling.
For some reason, my
Reels?
ex thinks I'm super into like
Tits?
thieves getting caught,
Ooh.
random fights everywhere.
You love arena fights.
I hate.
you
I
love
mean-
arena fights.
The best option that Instagram has is the mute recommended accounts for 30
really?
days.
Oh,
The best.
But I didn't realize that every time I go to X, you can. It's at the
For
top.
you or
It's
follow.
for you or follow. I never even noticed.
Yeah.
For you, I can tell you, is not for me.
It is not for me.
I kind of like it.
It is chaos though, and I do enjoy it.
All right. Good pod, guys. We'll
You
be
like
back.
the ones with captions, do you think we'd get along? And then it has watermarks, water splashing, and then a picture.
Ooh.
There's sometimes like old sportscasters on Twitter from like not from like hockey circles, but they'll reply to those, and everyone will be like, "Oh, horny."
Who was the guy that thought he was searching
Terry Jones.
and put it into the Twitter?
Yeah,
Come on.
that's
Why are you making a weird face?
yeah. I don't
If
know.
you want to see it, I got it.
It's so funny. All right, okay, that's a wrap. Have a good weekend, everybody. We'll be back on Monday.
Bye.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.